I know what that sounds from now.
Hey, what? You should have been known what that sound is from.
Isn't that Summertime?
No, bro. That's ReZero.
Doesn't the Summertime one sound that familiar?
It's pretty close to that. Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty close to that.
Because as I was watching when they would do it in the show, I'd be like, oh, that's that sound Tiv always plays on the podcast.
I'm like, they must have a version of it that I have to listen out.
You think they're stealing from each other?
It's possible. I mean, there is a sound. Now there is a sound, and I'm trying like imitate it and see, because this was all over Summertime rendering, especially towards the end. But it was like whenever somebody was like uncovering like some kind of logic, there was like that. It was kind of like a dum, and then you hear like a gong gong.
That might be what I'm thinking of.
And it's kind of like this like hollow, like it's this sound that like it felt like someone's like tapping on your bones. That's the vibe it gives.
It gave me like, chills, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, it has a lot of. It reminded me a little bit of like Mushishi music, just atmospheric, as opposed to like thematic.
For sure.
But welcome. That eerie sound was a notification that it is Friday the 13th, and I just wanted to take note of a special day. We don't normally record on Friday, but I'll be traveling down to Tiz. And for those of you who are like, who is this person talking? I'm Nighthawk. I'm one of your hosts. Always got to bring it back. With me, as always, is
Tiz, the other host.
And this is, I'm going to do it one more time. Flash, abbreviated. The Sibling Rivalry Podcast.
Those are my lightning fingers.
Welcome, y'all. I'm gonna start the episode since we're now a visual podcast. But I wish I had like sparkle effects. I'm gonna start the podcast by slowly rising from my chair and showing you guys the epicness.
Oh,
the power.
Oh, you actually got the power shirt. Oh my god, the power waifu shirt.
So, there you go. A little visual.
Nice.
Sharing there.
On brand. I almost wore my Naruto shirt today.
I've been. Are you wearing an anime shirt today, or is that?
No, this is just a shirt. It just says Miracle on it.
It's one of those random Japanese shirts with random English words on it.
And basically,
nothing.
Just got a random word. It sounds cool. Minimalist.
I decided to I just bought like 13 t-shirts because I have not bought one t-shirt since COVID started.
I have not either, to be honest. It's been so long.
I don't even know if maybe I bought like one regular shirt, but nothing really clothing wise. So I was just like, time to refresh.
Time to re-up.
So maybe you guys bought yourself some new t-shirts, or maybe you bought yourself something else new. You should tell us about that. Sibling Rivalry Clash at gmail.com or at @SRClash_pod on Twitter. We're there too. And Tiz will kindly provide those links if you're watching this on YouTube. Oh,
the links.
But getting to it, this week, what'd you do?
Dang, I was so unprepared. I got not even the agenda up. Hold on, there we go. All right, so I didn't do too much, to be honest. I beat God of War. Actually, so I should start with that. I beat God of War.
That seems super fast. Had you played a good chunk of it before you talked about it?
Oh, I was at the end. My whole playthrough, probably. And I do like when I play these types of games, I don't rush through, but I also don't I'm not a completionist by any means. So I do some side stuff enough to get like the cool gear that I want. And then I'm like, usually sometime towards the end, I'll just be like, all right, I kind of want to finish now. So then I'll start rushing. But overall, my playthrough was probably like 40 hours. Which I feel like that's probably in line with the first game. I don't really remember how long it took me to play the first game. But ending was really good, without spoiling. I was very happy with it, very satisfied with how they played things out. You do get to... Oh, is that a spoiler? Maybe I shouldn't say that. I'll just say the ending kind of feels like Kratos' story is over, but there is potential for a spin-off series. I don't know if they'll do that. I know God of War makes a lot of money, wins a lot of awards, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a spin-off. But yeah, it was I was happy with it. I didn't get as, I guess, emotional as I did with God of War 1 with some stuff that happened at the end of 1. 2 was a lot more of a positive, I guess, vibe. Had like much more of a positive vibe to it, whereas 1 you were kind of ending with like people hated you based on what you did and stuff like that. You had new enemies at the end, whereas here it kind of feels like closing of a chapter, and everybody's kind of like, you know, just coming to terms with themselves, and Kratos and his relationship with his son is in like a really good spot and stuff like that. I don't think that's not too spoilery, right, to say. I don't think. Yeah. So, yeah, overall, that was good. It was a very satisfying uninstall on that one. That game is uninstalled now and hidden from my library forever. What'd you say?
Just anti-replayability.
Yeah. It's too many games out to be replaying stuff these days. I wish I could go back to the days where I could replay Sly Cooper 50 times and not break a sweat. But other than that, I was just kind of doing little stuff. I played more Cross Duel, which is the newer mobile Yu-Gi-Oh game that I talked about a little bit last time, where it's 4-way duels, 4-way free-for-all duels. So just kind of been grinding through that. Nothing too crazy. Just trying to earn me some free currency for some gacha pulls. I've realized that's like one of my kind of, I don't know how new it is, but it's kind of an addiction for me now, is like gacha pulls. Thankfully though, I don't. What is that?
You gotta play Luck Be a Landlord.
Why? What's that?
That's the slot, the play slots to pay your rent game.
Oh yeah, that'll probably scratch my itch.
You kind of have some sway over your odds because you're picking the
kind of stats like a little bit. Yeah.
And, like, you know, try to push it towards, you know, a good combination for yourself. So, but
they're not just robbing you like all these gacha games do, with a 0.001% chance for what you want.
That game, it's not obfuscated by a game that it's really just a slot machine.
Exactly.
It's like, no, here's the slot machine.
We made the slot machine itself the game, because we know that's what you want anyway. But yeah, so I've been playing that, trying to build my decks up and whatnot. The game, unfortunately, is kind of pay to win. Like, and the game is very expensive to pay to win, so I probably won't be paying to win. But it's a game where you can kind of drop like $200 and just have a better deck than everybody. But it kind of feels like, at least from where I am in like the ranks and stuff, that I'm only going against other people that are kind of on my level of not spending, which is, I guess, good matchmaking or whatever. And then other than that, I kind of just have been messing with Diablo 3 a little bit, just because like all right, so don't ask why, but I mean, you don't really need to ask why, but I started watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Again. just kind of as like background noise, because it's something I don't have to really look at that much. Yeah, hey Yugi. How about a knuckle sandwich, Yugi? Kaiba? But yeah. I watched a very interesting like YouTube timeline video of like the continuity of like all of the like 8 Yu-Gi-Oh like seasons. Yeah. I've never actually watched past the first one, but it was so interesting the way the dude was describing like the time travel and stuff and the different universes and timelines and stuff, that I'm like, all right, I kind of want to watch like GX up to whatever the newest one is right now. So I kind of just got it running in the background, and Diablo is a great game to play. Same with Cross Duel, to play while it's just on, because you don't have to think too hard with the game, and you don't have to think too hard with that show because I've already seen it. But yeah, that's kind of all I've really been into. I actually did buy though the Final Fantasy VII. I'm gonna mess up the name. Crisis Core Reunion. Thank you.
Because that's the word. The reunion word is the weird one to me. That's the one that stands out to me. I'm like, what?
Yeah. I'm like, I know that they named this game weird, but yeah, I picked that up, and I actually watched a recap of FF7 Remake just to make sure I remembered everything before I go into this. So I'm pretty hyped to play that.
Where does Crisis Core fit in
direct FF7? Immediate prequel to 7.
Oh, prequel.
Immediate prequel. Like, gotcha. The end of
so I know when I get
is
there.
The beginning of 7, yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all I really did. What was you into?
I am slowly remembering more things than I did than what I wrote down, but I basically most of this week played. I switched between playing like one run of Undermine, yeah, and the Gravekeeper, uh, which is
I
Switch.
heard about that game. Hold on, let me guess. That's the game that's kind of like, obviously you're a Gravekeeper, and you're going around like it's like 2D pixel art, kind of
Yes,
top down.
yes,
Okay, I've seen it before.
you know. Okay.
That's all I know though.
So this game I just went into it thinking it was going to be like a managerial game, maybe like a discovery game, maybe a story game. It's a lot thicker than I thought it was going to be. Um I wouldn't say it's as thick and vague as say like a Stardew Valley where it can be a little bit open.
Yeah.
It's more on rails than that, but it's very wide open. And the only way I can describe it, so you're on like a 7 day cycle of dates that you loop through, and then of course you're in a, how do I describe this? You are in a world that is somewhat familiar, but you cannot quite grasp what it is in your head. And I'm saying this as the character. So the character actually gets isekai'd at the very beginning of the story. And so there's some nice like kind of like picture book style, like where they show you what's happening, and then like you basically talk to the Grim Reaper, and he's like, "Hey, you're gonna work this graveyard," and you're like, your character's literally like, I need to go home to my wife." Like your wife is calling as you get hit by a truck, and you're just going, "I love my wife so much, I'm gonna answer," and then the truck like hits you.
Oh no.
Bro. So
Rip.
he's just like, I need to get home to my wife, and the guy's like, oh, you can always get home. He's like, but you got to do your job first. And then it's like you wake up in like this shack that's your house, and various entities and people in the world introduce you to your task and what you should be trying to do. And so like I think the first person you meet is a talking donkey that drops off the bodies that you intern. And then you kind of wander into town. There's like a bar, so to speak. What's the word I'm looking for? Not a bar, but an inn, I guess.
Okay.
And
Tavern.
so there's like medieval innkeeper, and he's like, you kind of talk to him to get the who's what's of the town. And then you learn there's a village, which is where you are, and there's a town, which is bigger than the village. And then there's like some town politics going on. There's like a creepy bishop that comes in, checks on you, make sure your graveyard is like up to snuff, because there's like a graveyard maintenance system where you have to like upkeep the graves, so make the gravestones better, make the fences around the graves better, clean out the trees and all the stuff that are overgrown. But then there's the aspect of like, oh, you do want to get home, so you need to like figure out the mystery of this town and talk to the people and like figure out how to survive here, because things are just they're not really dangerous, but they're a tiny bit weird.
Okay.
So I'm kind of very early in the game. I've basically just been trying to figure out like, how do I level up, how do I progress, and there's like a system of like technology advancement where you start out like, oh, I can just cut pieces of wood, and then it's like as you gain experience doing those things, which are represented by like blue, green, and red tokens, which are, it's like manual skills, nature, intuitiveness, and then like spirituality, and those are all the things you're supposed to level up. And you can't even level up spirituality until you open the church, and I can't open the church until I get the graveyard a certain way. That's what I'm working on right now. But so far, all of the characters and the map and everything has been interesting enough. Running around gets annoying at first, but you get a teleport stone pretty quickly. So like once you visit a place, you can just easily zap back there. So that gets pretty easy. The real time part of it is really annoying, because a day cycle feels really short when you're trying to get stuff done.
Okay.
So that's my only complaint right now, is that like it's like so and so comes on this day, but then you also need this other thing, and it's like sometimes you choose to do one thing, you miss out.
It's not enough time.
You gotta wait a whole another 7 days.
Was it like an hour is a minute or something like that? I think that's how
Um,
Stardew is.
about that, I would say, but it feels like less. It feels like it feels like a day and a night takes place in like 12 minutes.
Oh my god,
Maybe like 6 minutes per day, and then
that's
6 minutes.
fast.
That's what it feels like. It could be
Yeah,
longer. I could be wrong.
yeah.
But so far it's like intriguing enough that I really want to keep playing, and I keep wanting to get in and progress. And it's you could just go ham at it if you wanted. It's not like Animal Crossing where it's like gonna hard make you wait,
Mm,
right? But it also is pretty easy to pick up and put down, and figure out what your tasks and stuff are.
mm.
So I'm having fun with that. The
Nice.
other thing that I did is I was telling Tiz before we started recording is that I'm behind on JoJo because I was waiting for a friend of ours to catch up, but I was like, you know what, they're never gonna catch up to
Yeah,
JoJo.
you just gotta go for it.
And I've already read this part, so I'm like, I kind of just want to see it happen and like remember what's, because it gets so chaotic in the third. I must say, I'm not going to do quarters in the last third.
The last third, yeah, it does.
It's so chaotic because I would say there's the first part where like Jolene's getting acquainted with the prison and the weirdness in her stand. Then there's the middle part where it's like she actually makes the decision to stay and fight this entity that she has no idea, like, which to me is absolutely bonkers because unless Jotaro, who Jotaro's been keeping an eye on Dio stuff ever since Stardust Crusaders, right? Like, it's behind the scenes. Every time we meet Jotaro, he's in a hotel somewhere, like, giving out commands.
Yeah.
So unless Jotaro or his wife explained to Jolene that her father was like secretly hunting this vampire man while also being a professional marine biologist.
That's so weird. His
My
job.
boy loves dolphins.
Yeah, so weird.
Unless I highly doubt that, given their relationship and the way that they show us like that distance between them. Jolene is just fighting something that she doesn't know what it is, but she's fighting it. I'm assuming on the sheer fact that because it came after her.
I was gonna say to get her dad's soul back, right?
Yeah, that too. But I'm just like, that's bonkers, you know, because I'm like, she loves her dad, but it's like they have a strained.
Because he wasn't always there, right, or whatever.
Yeah. So that's why I'm just like, it's, to me, if you think of it objectively, it's a little bit bonkers. It's not like Joseph, where it's like, okay, you dug up these ancient pose men.
Yeah.
They're gonna destroy the world.
It's
not like Johnny, where we picked up this dude on the road and he killed your dad and killed your dog, kissed your girlfriend, right?
Is that Dio's introduction?
Killed
of course he kills a dog.
Kills your dad. Kills
Jesus.
Danny, the dog.
Jesus.
But cooks him in the oven.
What?
Bro.
Oh my! They took kicking the dog to the next level, huh?
Somebody pointed out years ago, and I cannot remember who, and I apologize, but I'm like, somebody was like, Araki is just like, want to know if someone's evil, have them kill a dog immediately.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Like, have them do something evil to a puppy.
That's why Dio's like the most villainous villain, like one of the most villainous villains in anime.
So yeah, it's like, I don't know. I just look at like Jolene a little differently because I'm like, she really just got like randomly thrown into this situation that her family blood is tied to.
Even the way she ended up in jail was mad random. Like it made no sense.
That's all set up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I say before how I think Poochie has the best monologues in all of anime?
No.
His monologues are so good.
Bro, I told you you're gonna love Poochie.
Poochie's amazing.
It's a Poochie in Weather Report.
Yeah.
Like, this is where I'm like, Araki started like not writing about the JoJos and just started making like, it's kind of like who's my boy, Zipper Boy? Karate.
Yeah.
Karate. It's like him.
Other characters, the main character. Yeah.
It's like it's like these other characters he took over the story.
And I love Anastasia. Anastasia's awesome too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, oh man, so yeah, I just for those of you that finished it, I just went through the Sky Guy episode. So it was like when they were trapped in that weird airplane loop of death. But yeah, so I'm trying to get to the end of that, and then we can like fully talk about the ramifications of the ending on the universe and such going forward. But
very interesting.
Yeah, outside of that, I think that's it. Because I'm like, when Tiz said he was watching some in the background, I was watching this show called The Rig. But I would say it's your standard, like, locked. Everybody's locked in a place that you don't want to be locked in, and they're freaking out. That's pretty much what's happening.
Oh my god.
A dude came in from outside and drank rubbing alcohol. That's how hard things are getting there.
What? On, like, to try to kill himself?
No, he wasn't trying to. He was trying to get drunk because there's no alcohol where they are. So he was
my god.
He's like trying to like.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, hard time.
That's intense, yo. Somebody told me. Sorry, you just reminded me of this.
Oh, yeah.
This is kind of dark, but somebody. I don't know if I think it was a video or a short or something I saw on YouTube, and this person was talking about how they were on like a college campus or something. Somebody handed them a drink, and they're like, "Yo, drink this." I think it was somebody they knew, and they drank it, and they said, I think it was before they were going to class. They drank it. They said they got to class, their vision just went black, like started going black, and they started feeling like horrible, and they're like they were like getting super disoriented. And eventually they said they passed out. And I think he said something along the lines of like he knew that he died, but they were able to bring him back at the emergency room. And then he was like, they found out, they told him that what he had drank that his friend handed him was like a drink laced with rubbing alcohol. And I was like, yo, that is crazy. But
all
yeah.
I've heard is that they put something in the ethanol so that it tastes bad. I
hope so.
Don't drink it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's would make you more sick, but I know it's made to taste bad, so that you won't try to drink it to get drunk.
I assume rubbing alcohol though is just straight poison.
Well,
it's not the same alcohol, right?
Well, it is alcohol.
It's the same alcohol?
It would have similar effects to you, but yeah,
God.
Whatever else was in there must have had.
Because I've heard about people drinking mouthwash too, for that same reason.
That too.
But that like tears up your stomach lining and stuff.
Yeah, it's a bad idea. It's all a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Guys, don't drink stuff that if it says on the label not to drink it.
The fact that we have to say that.
I know.
But yeah, I hope nobody's out there. I hope it's not that bad.
Yeah.
There's many other things that taste better.
Yeah.
That make you feel the same way.
Plenty.
But yeah, where were we? So yeah, The Rig. That was terrible. And then the last thing I want to mention, a whole season of His Dark Materials, the final season. His Dark Materials, very quickly, for those that haven't heard me talk about it before, I talked about the first 2 seasons when they aired, but His Dark Materials is a trilogy by Philip Pullman. It is I would call it a dark fantasy trilogy, and it's more like steampunk than it is like medieval. It's more modern, takes place more in the modern world. The thing I love about it is it's like Promised Neverland. It's mean to kids. It's like kids aren't protected from the harsh realities of life.
Yeah.
And the main character, that being, she's that much more of like a go get 'em asshole because she knows the world is cruel. Like her parents are the suckiest people in the story. And so she's like kind of always been on her own, even though she's not technically an orphan. And so far the HBO adaptation, I think, I don't know how faithful it is, but it is very well done. As far as I know, it was way more faithful than the original Golden Compass movie that came out in like 2009. I
keep forgetting that's that universe.
Bro, how do you forget a polar bear punching off another polar bear's jaw, bro?
No, I didn't forget Golden Compass. I keep forgetting Dark Materials is part of that world.
So it's the Golden Compass and then the Subtle Knife, and then I forget what I think this one is like something. It's like a mirror or something, but I can't remember. But
none of them are called Dark Materials.
Those are the dark.
The overall thing is called Dark.
Yeah,
okay.
The Golden Compass is actually called an alethiometer, and then the Subtle Knife is actually like a knife that can like cut through dimensions.
Oh.
But only a specific person can use these items. But anyway, all that being said, it's a good like large scale fantasy story that's short. It's 3 short books. I don't know if it goes beyond that. I'm not the super expert on that. I'm just saying, as far as an adaptation from book to television, this is like top tier for me. Because it's 3 books, 3 seasons, bro.
Yeah,
3 books,
it lines up.
3 seasons. It's not 3 books and then 5
12
seasons.
Yeah.
It was done well before. It was done in the 90s, I'm pretty sure. So it was done well before they started this
The
season.
ending is there. You got to guess on it.
And this season is like, it really has built up to like a climax of all the different parties, shall we say, kind of going on their various journeys and coming together. So it'll be really interesting to see how everything turns out.
Nice.
It gives me like Narnia / Lord of the Rings vibe, but not the elves and
There just a different premise.
Yeah, there are witches, and of course, like the whole premise of this world is that everybody's soul lives outside their body as a little creature called a demon.
Yeah.
So everybody's demon is projected as some type of animal.
And like, is it like the type of thing where you can't die unless you're what'd you call it, demon?
No, it's not. You can die. It's almost like your heart lives outside your body. And if either of you get stabbed,
then you die.
Then both of you die. So it's kind of like worse.
Yeah, that is worse.
It's more chance to get damaged.
Usually when like anime and stuff, when they remove the heart, the main body is like immortal, and you got to like seek out the heart somewhere to actually kill the person.
Oh, they're definitely like, if you poke that little girl's ferret in the eye, she's definitely gonna feel it.
Jesus. Do they talk?
Yes.
Okay.
Most of them talk, but I'll just say this is a mild spoiler, but not really. The kind of first main villain, so to speak, the first antagonist, her demon doesn't talk, and it's really unsettling after a while.
Yeah.
Cause she like smacks it and stuff, like she's really mean to it, and it doesn't ever talk. It just screeches, and it's for me, it's always like, as you get to know this character, you're like,
something's off there.
That ain't right.
Yeah. Something's off there.
Person needs to be in a cage. So yeah.
I love stuff like that though.
I just wanted to push that because I'm like, holy crap, I missed an entire season, didn't even realize it.
I do want to get to that show. It's on my watch list.
Sure. You could definitely probably put that on in the background and like only look up when you need to.
It's not one of those where it's like you miss a little detail and you're confused the whole. Okay. That's good. That's good. There was one thing that made me thought of too that I think I just forgot. What was it? It was TV related. I don't know. Maybe it'll come back to me.
I'll come back to you.
Yeah.
You ready to get to some news?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Loading globe. Handing the screen over to us. Don't worry, I got visual and sound effects. Star wipe. I always wanted to do the star wipe.
The star wipe? I got you. I'm a star wipe on one of the clips for you.
Do the stupid thing where the screen like goes 3D and like rotates out.
I think I know what you're talking about. There's a couple. Hopefully that's not in the
old 80s effects for me.
Hopefully that's not in the DaVinci paid package. Hopefully it's one of the free transitions. I was editing the clip the other day and I was like, yo, this is really cool. And I went to drag it. It was like, you have reached the limitations of the free version. I was like, oh. I was so sad.
Okay, my last request, make it turn into a really like polygonal ball and then bounce off the screen.
All right. See, now you're asking for things that are like way outside of my skill level. Now I got to take a class to learn how to do that.
Make the screen look like a piece of paper that crumbles.
The screen crumbles. I come out from the corner, pick up the screen, shoot it into a trash can. No, don't worry, guys. I'm gonna get there. I'm practicing. I'm getting there. Get my skills up. But actually, not a lot of news today, especially because obviously we're recording a little bit sooner than normal. You actually put me onto this news, and I kind of just put it on here to mainly get your reaction.
Cool. I didn't see canceled. I saw delayed for the 6th time.
No, my fault. I didn't mean to put canceled. I think
Oh,
I
okay.
jumbled something
You
up in my
scared
head.
me because I was like, damn, did they just say?
I was
just say
I was
cancel?
thinking of the other games that they did cancel.
Okay.
And I think I mixed it up. But basically, you guys should be able to see it on screen now. Ubisoft. Sorry, wrong article. One sec. Here we go. This is the article. Ubisoft cancels 3 unannounced games and delays Skull and Bones for the 6th time. Do you think this game is coming out ever?
Here's the deal. They're delaying it because it's going to come back as a single-player adventure game it was supposed to be.
Jesus Christ. This show was a full game. We saw long, like, it was like a 40-minute gameplay session they did at, what, E3 or Gamescom or something like that? I don't remember. But why is this video auto-playing when I scroll away from it? Get out of here. There we go.
Watch me.
But yeah, they had a whole UI. They had characters. They had full-on gameplay. They got systems. They had the whole end game described. Like, they had the whole progression laid out. I'm like, what is going on?
They thought they had that, and then they walked in on a dude who was just making a video of that, and there's no actual assets.
This is crazy, yo. This is crazy. Somehow, for a while, I thought EA was the worst publisher.
Uh-huh.
Is Ubisoft taking the crown for the worst publisher? Did people love the last couple Assassin's Creed? I know people liked Odyssey a lot.
Ubisoft and EA both aggressively clutter my screen with shitty, like, in-game award pop-ups that
they do.
Aren't Xbox based and like are just their own extra UI with sign in, please. They both do that, so they're both equally still crappy in my mind. So no, I'm gonna say no. They haven't edged each other out yet.
We talked about the coming Assassin's Creed hub to unify your Assassin's Creed experience from all Assassin's Creed games in one interface. Isn't that awesome?
You just gave me a terrible idea.
What?
You're gonna regret saying Assassin's Creed hub.
Why?
About 10 seconds.
Why?
Okay. What if you got a game, you got an Assassin's Creed game where you had to input yours and your parents' like demographic information, right? Like their
like where we live,
cultural information. No,
like our background,
like African American
ethnicity, and all that.
Right? You had to put that in, and then they generate a history for you, a custom Assassin's Creed character history, like story plot.
Yo, that sounds like a lawsuit.
For all people, it's just slavery.
Yeah, I was about to say that sounds like a lawsuit. That sounds like all types of people getting offended and canceled and apology statements. And it was our AI. It wasn't us. Like,
oh, like Assassin's Creed 10,000 BC, and they would just be like, "This is where everyone came from."
Oh my god.
Sorry, when you said hub, I'm just like, no, you have to reverse engineer it and give us some Assassin's Creed experience.
You gotta prick your finger. It comes with a needle in the disc case. You gotta prick your finger. It reads your DNA.
Their progression, right, was like it stepped you in one level further. So it's like first you were Desmond, right?
Yeah.
Then they like took Desmond out.
Then it was
like,
just you.
Just an employee now that works here. Now I want it to be, it's like you the player.
Yeah. The bad part is like I could really see this happening. That's the bad part about this. They're gonna teach me about my ancestry before I know about my own ancestry.
No, I'm gonna be in like Jamaica or the West. It's scary.
Assassins making oxtail.
I think that's where our dad said that some of our like the blackness is from the West Indies.
Is that where Jamaica is?
No.
Oh, what's the
But
West Indies?
it's island. It's an island
in the Caribbean
area.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Why are you?
What?
Why are you trying to make it Jamaica?
You're like no. You said Jamaican, so I thought like.
Jamaica.
I thought we were Jamaican secretly. That'd be a cool little surprise.
No, we don't have a strong enough work ethic. All right. It's a sub-region of North America surrounded by North Atlantic Ocean and the Caribbean Sea, so it's close.
All right, so we're Irish and Caribbean. You heard it here, folks.
Gross. All right. A weird mixture of Food cultures.
Yeah. Oh man, but you ready for me to make this news even worse?
Yes.
So, amidst the delay news, so before that, basically the reason for the delay and the cancellations, what they said it was is financial troubles in the industry. But Ubisoft, not every company is having these same financial troubles, so I don't know if that's the right excuse to go for. There's a lot of actually developers and publishers out here with one game out that is making them plenty of money that they don't need to. So I think if you guys just make a good game, you probably wouldn't be in this problem. Shout out Mario plus Rabbids though, because like I don't want to poop on them. Shout out Mario plus Rabbids. I'm alone. Just me. No, not feeling the rabbits.
Came back because they fixed it.
What?
Why? Because they fixed it.
No, I heard the sequel is really good.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because they fixed it. You don't.
I heard the first one was all right.
We're not going to ignore the $15.99 markdown on the eShop. All right, we're not going to. We literally brought that up because we were like, there are no Mario titles under $20.
I will say it is confirmed that neither one of them sold well. I don't know if that's because of marketing or whatever, but I heard critically that the games were pretty solid. That's all I'm saying. So I don't want to poop on.
I wanted to play them because they're tactical.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like tactical games.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just laugh because I'm like, this is the weirdest push for these creepy. It's not Mario. It's the Rabbids.
Yeah.
It's the Rabbids. They're disgusting.
It's a Rabbids game. Yeah. Yeah.
It should be like Mario plus Among Us.
That would be cool. I don't even know where Rabbids came from. Was that Rayman?
Yeah, I think it was.
Is Rayman?
I think it was.
That's weird. It is, because I'm really trying to think what made them revive the Rabbids like that.
No, weren't the Rabbids like a weird weren't they like a weird little familiar for Ubisoft?
Oh, they were just like a mascot?
Yeah.
There was never a Rabbids game?
No. I'm saying wasn't there a period where like they were like the representative weird thing?
Oh, Ubisoft. They could have been, yeah.
Or are they the only stupid little kid thing that Ubisoft has that's cutesy and kitty like Mario Worlds is?
It could be that. Because my first... Oh, sorry. Good. I was just saying my introduction to Ubisoft was Assassin's Creed, so I don't really know what was before that, to be honest.
They are in the Rayman universe, and they are rabbit alien-like creatures that appear in Rabbids series and are the main protagonists of the series. And they also appear in Rayman.
Okay, so there are Rabbids games.
That's it.
Interesting.
But they originated from Rayman.
Okay. Huh. I'm glad I guessed that.
That's essentially like if Chow's took off.
Yeah. All right, so... All right. You ready for me to make the news worse?
Yes.
So not only did Ubisoft delay Skull and Bones for the 6th time, they're dropping new gameplay on you, just to let you know that they're not actually changing the game.
What are we delaying?
That's what I'm saying. Like, where are they getting this gameplay from?
Polishing? Are we polishing? What are we polishing?
I'm gonna be honest. The game looked more like it had more content than Anthem did. So, like...
I don't know. I bet things are, like, juddery and stuff.
Janked out.
Assassin's Creed wasn't always the smoothest engine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
There were bugs and stuff in the newer Assassin's Creed games and stuff, too.
Yeah, so maybe that's why they're like, goddamn, it's taking this long. We need to make it look better.
Yeah. I'm just looking through this article to see.
An Assassin's Creed game after we took 6 years to make it.
I wonder if it actually is the same engine. Yeah, I bet you it is.
Why would they change it?
I know.
How would it not be the same exact engine from Black Flag?
True. You think the Black Flag engine and like the Odyssey and Origin engine and the Valhalla engine are the same?
No.
No? You think those are different?
Because I feel like they would have, and I'm talking completely out of my butthole.
No, I get you.
But I feel like they would have created the Black
Pirate
Flag
game
around water.
Yeah.
About water physics. Whereas like why would you need water physics in the desert?
Yeah.
Unless unless there's similarities to ocean spray and sand in the wind. I don't know. I just
I have
doubt
no
that.
idea.
Oh, I bit my tongue. I just
Oh
doubt
no.
that there is.
Oh no.
But yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. All bets, please write in, comment, all that bets on if you think this game's coming out, one. And if you do think it's coming out, take a random guess at when you think it's coming out. Is it going to be 2023 or is it going to be 2024? Is it going to be 2025? Nobody knows at this point.
2027. License expires. All right.
What a roller coaster. But on to the next piece of news. Not super surprising. HBO Max is increasing prices by $1. I think a couple of other streaming services we talked about did it. I'm pretty sure Netflix just did the same thing recently. Unfortunate, but this is what inflation looks like. So can't really do much about it.
Well, I mean, look, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. K cut Netflix. Just happened. He just cut the Netflix.
It
Crazy.
did, yeah.
So
I had to get
we don't
my
have.
own.
We're a part of the shed that happened.
Yeah.
All those lost subscribers.
I was very curious to see if they were actually gonna do like a little pop up or something to be like, oh, you're not in the same household, you can't stream. You know how they're talking about cracking down on password sharing. I wanted to see if they were actually gonna do it or like how it's gonna look.
Stream, because then it's like, why do I have a streaming service I can't watch outside of my house?
It don't make sense. It don't make sense. Yeah, because I'm like, they can't look at IP.
It's like, what if you're staying at someone else's house?
Unless they make you register, like, because you know how I think the plan that we had there was like 4 devices or something like that. Maybe they make you register. These are the 4 devices that can use Netflix, and then anybody else got to pay extra. That's just my guess on how they would probably actually enforce that. But yeah, it's unfortunate. I don't think it's gonna last. To be honest, I don't think it's gonna work. I think piracy is just gonna go up. If I'm being honest, I feel like that's what happens when these things happen with the streaming services. But speaking of HBO, Last of Us comes out Sunday, I think.
I was more excited. I'm just not excited.
You're not excited?
I'm tired of zombie stuff.
I feel
and I'm tired of them making stuff like 80 years later.
Better or worse than Walking Dead? What's your prediction?
Last of Us is better than Walking Dead for sure.
You think the show is going to be better?
I think the character development is going to be better.
Okay.
I think the portrayals will be better.
Mm-hmm.
I trust... I'm about to call him
Pedro.
I trust Pedro Pascal. And we'll see what that little girl does as Ellie.
Do you think either of them played the game?
Maybe. Pedro's been pretty busy, so
Probably
maybe
not.
I don't know. In his trailer,
Yeah.
in between, I don't know. But yeah, I'm thinking like the clickers that I saw looked cool.
The clickers look really good.
I'm just tired of this genre.
No, I agree. I'm kind of tired of zombies.
And Last of Us has never like had a break. I feel like it initially came out.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was quiet. It popped, and you're like, "This game's awesome." And then there was a period of silence. And
between
then,
1 and 2,
ever since then, it never stopped.
Yeah.
There was never a break. So like, I don't miss it.
Yeah.
To want to come back and watch it.
I
and
agree.
like, I haven't played 2 yet. I want to play it at some point. I just haven't cared enough.
No, I feel you.
Go back. Cause that was I think it was a pretty emotional journey for the first game, and like, just all the controversy around the second game made me not want to play it as much.
Mm-hmm. No, I feel that.
I wish them luck though. I hope that it doesn't suck.
Yeah, I hope it does well. Then we can finally say we got a live action video game adaptation that was decent.
But it's like, yeah, The Walking Dead is literally now The Walking Dead of TV shows. Like, it's literally a corpse.
I heard not great things about that final season.
Dragging itself to the finish line.
Yeah, because they're one of the shows that went on so long that they started losing major actors. And, like, I feel like that's...
And then it's like, remember all that movie? Like, they were going to have, like, 3 movies?
They just announced... I didn't put this on the news because I didn't think it was that important, but they announced 3 spinoffs. 3 more spinoffs because they already got Fear the Walking Dead. So,
well,
they're going to milk this thing.
They're not on Warner Brothers HBO Max, so they're not going to get the axe.
What you mean?
They're not gonna get cut. Like
Oh, like in production?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. AMC made some. We talked about earlier. AMC made cuts to Pantheon. So.
Which was really. Oop, I'm echoing a little bit. Okay, I think it fixed itself. Which was really strange to me because well, I was about to say I haven't heard bad things about Pantheon, but I've only heard a couple people talk about it. But they were really adamant about like, watch the show. It's gonna blow your mind. They're like episode two, and I was like,
I gotta
all right.
try it in because I think it kind of just was like when I watched it the first time.
I'm kind of like deflated now though, because I'm like, well, watching a show that I know is never gonna end or go anywhere is kind of sad. Like,
I don't know. There's a couple shows where I literally will rewatch them knowing that they never got canceled.
Yeah.
I'm like, what we got was good.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's pretty much it for the news though. Not a lot going on right now.
And I will step briefly into the anime corner. I'm just gonna announce that with the because obviously it's not Saturday, so My Hero hasn't aired. Oh gosh, this episode's gonna be spooky, isn't it? Because it's Hellish Hell. It's after Hellish Hell. It's bad things.
What show are we talking about?
My Hero. I'm just saying that it's probably gonna be kind of hype.
I think so. Yeah.
We do need to get on our next season preview. That will happen next week. I've just been bogged down getting stuff together.
Yeah, it's all good.
I haven't had time, but I have checked out on Crunchyroll. There is this, and this is like under that weird category of anime, like The Immortal King, where it's like super high budget, flashy Chinese anime.
Yeah.
It's weirdly entertaining,
but it's like jokes at the same time. It's not like super serious.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I only mean in that weird category of like it's Chinese anime and it's like way too like it's got way too much production,
a lot of polish, yeah.
For like you've never heard of it.
Yeah.
So it's something like the Supernatural Bureau of Investigation.
Okay.
And it's I don't think it has an English dub, but it does have subtitles. And I started watching it. I think it came out this past season, so it could have a decent amount of episodes out. And it's pretty flashy in the first episode. It's pretty action packed. It seems to be like a cross between, like, I would say like supernatural, like militaristic defense force crossed with like mysticism.
Okay.
With like, there's something going on that they're trying to uncover, and I just haven't gotten into it because again, for some reason, and Tiz mentioned this, for some reason in Chinese anime they talk a lot faster.
Yeah. So I think that's just the language.
Yeah, so I have to watch and really pay attention to get the idea. But so far it seemed pretty decent. It seemed along the lines of like Immortal King, just not. It didn't feel like a comedy. There were some comedic aspects. Like there's a really like fat character that like stuff happens to, and I'm like, I can tell that part's supposed to be funny, but like overall it has a serious tone.
Is Immortal King Chinese?
Yeah,
I never knew that.
I'm pretty sure it's dubbed in Japanese, but that Bilibili company.
Oh, that's a Chinese company. Oh, okay, I never put that together. That makes sense.
That whole I don't know the name of it, but it's like the opening is like a desk, and it's like and then like some words come up. That is a Chinese company.
Okay.
So I'm like, I know, and Hail. I don't know if Hail Liners is this one, but Hail Liners is a Chinese company that does anime. So. All that being said, I'm probably going to dig into that one pretty soon. I'm about halfway through season 2 of Shadow's House. I just kind of paused because it's like getting good again and I need to pay attention. I'm always second screening things.
Yeah.
Playing something and trying to watch something. So then I like stop and put the rig on and like listen to dudes scream while their tattoos melt.
That is the exact reason though why I almost exclusively watch anime like before bed, because if I'm playing a game, I won't sleep. Like my brain will just be too stimulated. So I watch anime.
I've fallen asleep with my Switch in my hand. So what
really?
are you talking about?
I will be up until 5 if I'm like actively playing a game. But if I just watch anime, I fall asleep right on the couch. Like I don't know why, but it's just like, I guess it's the level of interaction that I'm doing.
The game I was playing, and my character was just dead when I woke up. Cause I like, it didn't do nothing. There was no sleep mode. I just
like left them. Oh
yeah,
my god!
If I gotta like read too much or like watch too much, I'm just gonna pass.
Yeah, I will say, I was playing Xenoblade 3. I just every once in a while I just like make some progress.
That would make me sleepy.
No, that's not the thing. There's not a lot of text, but there's very long visual, fully voice acted cutscenes. So I'm in this cutscene that's like literally 30 minutes long. And I'm watching it, I'm like I'm like I want to know what happens, but like, and I remember like I slightly went into like half sleep a little bit. And I woke up, but what was happening was interesting, and I was mad because there's no rewind button on the cutscenes. And I'm like, yo, I feel like I just missed something important. So then I'm like, all right, I have to make it to the end of this cutscene, so I don't have to like rewind my save to watch the cutscene again.
Bro, I've been like this
struggle. Like, wake up.
I've done that. There was times with Kay where he would be holding the remote, and he's like, if you don't open your eyes, I'm gonna shut this off. And there's a point where I'm like, he's not even watching the thing. He's just watching me fall asleep because he's like ready to turn it off. And I'm like, no! And I'm like,
no, I want to watch. Yeah.
So the fight between personal and work time is
it's a struggle.
And that usually ends in me today at the end of work. I was like,
nah, really?
I just straight up turned my camera off because I'm like, they're gonna see my eyes just glaze over.
That's hilarious.
Because I'm like, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, yeah, it's I even with dubs, like I'm like, I'll not hear the words. Like I'll hear the words, but my brain's not processing.
It's turned off. Yeah, you're just tuned out already. That happens to me all the. Made in Abyss. I'm gonna talk about that in a second, but I watched the first episode of Made in Abyss at least 5 times. Cause I kept falling asleep.
Like yeah, and you're probably like you probably see something and be like, wait, what?
And if you remember, did you watch the first episode?
Oh yeah, I'm on like up to the last one.
The first episode is where they start off with a different set of characters and then they randomly switch to the new. So you can't fall asleep on that.
Like, you probably saw those people like, wait, what?
I was so confused, and I'm like, all right, I got to start from the beginning again. It happened like 3-4 times. I swear to you. But yeah. Should I talk about that now?
Sorry, I'm just laughing because I'm like, nothing will match the level of like, and we were both fully awake, but like Kay and I both just rewinding the paragraphs of text in that one season of Attack on Titan, and you're just like, wait, what?
You talking about on the where the commercials would be, where they give you the info?
Flash, that's what it made me think of.
It's so fast. Yeah, they go way too fast. That info is so useful.
That's where all the info is. But even then, there was like a character was like explaining.
Yeah.
And it was like the subtitles.
A lot of oh my god!
I was like, wait, y'all ain't gonna make me watch for 5 seasons and then like throw this up on the screen? I can't even read it.
Yeah, that just reminded me too. One of the worst things that happens. I'm about to tell myself a little bit, but when I'm watching 9 anime, only for shows that I can't find in the U.S., of course, guys, of course, I never pirate shows that I could watch legally. But I'll be on 9 and I'll be watching something, and I watch it on my TV through the browser on my Samsung TV, and something like that'll happen where I'll have to pause.
You should just bleep that later. Just like I'm watching.
But I have it on the TV, right? And one of those situations, like you're saying, will come up. Like let's say the thing comes up in Attack on Titan, and I have to pause it, but it's 9 anime, so you click anywhere on the screen, pop up.
Oh
pop
no,
up instantly.
You don't have your ad blockers.
It's my TV. I can't.
Oh yeah.
So I click it to pause it, pop up. It minimizes my screen, pops up a whole new screen. I close that screen. My screen is minimized. So now I got it, but it's still playing because it doesn't it doesn't register the pause click.
Watch it on the PlayStation. I'm like, oh no, close.
So annoying, yo. It doesn't register the pause click. It's minimized now. It's still playing. So I'm missing more stuff. I have to pause it, then maximize it, then rewind it. Hope another pop up doesn't come up.
Fap Kings. Yo,
it's crazy. But yeah, guys, don't
Fap to fapkings.com. Fapkings.
I have a Crunchyroll subscription. I have a Netflix subscription. I have all the subscriptions, so it's
That
not
you
like
didn't
I'm
just say you sailed the seas and moved on is beyond me. Because that's all you're ever gonna get from me.
What you mean?
You'd be like, I just took it just sailed out.
Yeah.
You know, got what I needed to get.
Yeah, you know.
Did that.
It's,
That's what I
sometimes
would've
you
said.
gotta sail the seas. It'd be like
Sail the
that.
seas.
What you want me to do? Everything's not available on my land.
Well,
You know what I mean?
summertime rendering, y'all. We talked about that for like what a whole season. It's up on Hulu now, guys.
It's available finally.
Literally, Tiz watched it, and then Hulu was
Right
like,
before.
"Okay, now we'll release it."
No
So,
announcement, like no promotion, no. Did you get do you get notifications when new shows come out or anything like that? Did they like?
Well, no, that actually came up on Google. It was just a Google article that was like, "It's on
out
Hulu now," and I'm like, "What?"
No marketing whatsoever. Would have never known.
It's not. Yeah, it's not even like Hulu doesn't have that thing like Netflix where you can click and say like alert
Coming
me when
soon.
it's available.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
I believe it.
So
Last time I was on Hulu, it was kind of a janky experience. I'm not gonna lie.
Hulu is not a janky experience. You just have to understand it. It works great. It works great.
That's like saying
Just-
Crunchyroll's not a janky experience.
No, it's not. It's nowhere near as janky.
Oh, it's not as bad as Crunchyroll. Okay,
No,
I'll give it
no,
that. I'll give it that.
The thing that's jank about Hulu, okay, and this is like my side tangent for today. The thing that's jank about Hulu is that Hulu was kind of the first to do this streaming thing, and Hulu came about as literally just a place to watch TV from the day before. And then when the networks got involved and money got involved, that's when everybody started grabbing their own content, and like, because The Office was on Hulu for forever.
Yeah,
But then it's like, no, I'm NBC. I want my content back.
give it back.
So once
Yeah.
all these other companies started grabbing their content back for their own streaming services, that's when Hulu kind of fell apart.
Because they didn't have a lot of originals.
Well, yeah, they didn't start even. I feel like they didn't even start making originals until like the Stranger Things effect occurred, or no, even before that. What was it like? God, what was the show that everybody watched and I didn't? But anyway, Hulu was like just kind of a place to like find things, and now it's like, I think it's FX obviously, and then Disney. You know, it's a Disney hub now.
Now it's Disney. Yeah.
It kind of just used to be like whoever wanted to partner with them, and then like I watched a lot of Adult Swim there.
All that's on HBO Max now, though.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm like, it got packed up when when everybody wanted to start claiming their stuff
Wanted
back.
their stuff back.
'Cause
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, there are bits and pieces of Adult Swim on Hulu. There are bits and pieces of Adult Swim on HBO. There are bits, like, it's
Yeah.
everywhere.
That's the thing too. I remember what I was looking up, which show it was. It was some anime though, and I think it was Naruto or something. And I was like, "Can you believe there's nowhere you can't stream Naruto? Naruto's not on streaming. Period.
It used
Except
to be on Netflix.
except the first season is on. I think I don't know if it's Hulu. It might be Netflix. It's either Hulu or Netflix. Just that, like the very first season.
Okay.
And then I looked it up, and it was like, yeah, you can only get it on physical, on Blu-ray, like, or buy the digital. Like, you can only get it via purchase. And I was like,
Because
oh,
everybody
interesting.
and their mother has seen it
Naruto,
already.
yeah.
We all just recall it from memory.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just interesting that I was like, oh, I hate when, and Yu-Gi-Oh too, only the first season, not the whole first series, but the first season of the first series, like when he goes to the island with Pegasus, is on Netflix. Nothing else though. Everything else is on Amazon Prime with they call it freebie, so you have to have ads too, even though we have the Amazon Prime.
I watch a lot of crap on Freebie.
It's streaming's getting weird, man. It's getting weird. They're putting ads on stuff when you're paying for it anyway. Like
The premium ads
it's weird.
for special ads.
And oh my god,
what?
this reminded me how much I hate ads too. I'm watching Freebie, and there's no like Netflix does it well where they're like ad coming in 5 seconds or whatever. Or not Netflix, sorry, YouTube does it well where they're like ad coming in 5 seconds. Freebie, you'll just be watching. The character will be mid sentence. He'll just be like ad, and it's just like.
Where they're like, okay, this movie clearly wasn't made to be on here or
Yeah.
have break. It doesn't have a natural break, but we need
Anywhere.
to add. Get it in.
Shove it in there. It's so disorienting. Like, I hate it. I hate ads now.
Uh, Tubi now has a lot of free anime. I think it's Tubi, and there's one other place that has a lot of free anime. Just for those out there that might be looking. But yeah.
Does Hulu still have the free tier? Not anymore.
I don't think. Okay. I don't know.
Okay.
Possible. So like Crunchyroll is pretty much free if you don't want to keep up with
the newest episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is how it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But tell us about that golden city of the scorching sun.
Oh. It still feels very much like Made in Abyss to me. Like same tone, same vibe.
You mean as far as the suffering?
Yeah, the suffering and the weirdness too. Like, you know how every once in a while they do something weird where you're like,
yeah, like
right,
stuff
guys.
giving birth to stuff and then eating it.
Not even that, just like they just show you the kid pooping randomly.
Like why?
Yeah, I'm like, what for what?
Natural cycles, natural process that you have to get it in your face.
She's like, hey guys, this toilet wipes my butt. I'm like, I don't care. like why is that part of the episode?
In Abyss is gross like that.
Why are you wasting part of my 20 minutes in this world? But no, so before I watched it, I watched a recap of the movie, and I forgot how villainous that dude Bondrewd was. Yo, he was a savage.
Wasted.
He's over here just clipping chunks of flesh to the curse.
Don't judge people on how they get their white whistles. All right, not everybody's gonna get a friend that's willing to die and become their white whistle. So sometimes you just gotta make your own.
I'm not even talking about that. Do you remember how he used to just have canisters of flesh cartridges on his back so he could go up and down freely in the curse, and he would just waste a living canister?
I don't remember that.
He had living beings compressed into flesh cartridges, and when he would go up, they would suffer the curse for him and just like eject off his back. He had like 50 of them, John. When he was fighting Reg, he just has these living flesh cartridges.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yo, this dude is a villain, yo.
No, well, yeah, that I remember.
A villain, like a real villain.
Mashing up children into paste.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, they're at the Golden City is the 6th layer, I believe, and it's the first layer where it's now impossible to go back to the surface. Otherwise, you just without losing your humanity. So that's kind of the whole premise of the season, it seems like so far, is they're in this city and all of the inhabitants are people who tried to go up and lost their humanity, essentially. So they're all in these weird, monstrous forms. Some of them can speak human language. Some of them just make like baby noises. Like, and it's
that pink thing.
The one that kept trying to like squeeze her friend, her pet to death.
I wanted that thing to die.
Yeah.
The hardest death. I was like, every time he was on screen, I'm like, why is it here?
He's disgusting.
Get it out of here.
And why does he have butt cheeks?
Why is he all like, he gets like all
mishmash
and mucusy?
One of his arms is like a tongue, and then he just randomly has like human butt cheeks.
Yeah.
And he's like a pink blob. It's disgusting. But yeah, all those creatures are super off-putting.
All right, coolest design. The guy who looks like Senku.
Senku. Remind me who Senku.
He looks like a Senku is Dr. Stone.
Okay.
The guy who looks like Dr. Stone but is like part tree.
Oh, in the other group you're talking about.
Yeah.
He's. I think he's gonna be cool. Is he the white hair one?
No, I think it's the older guy.
The older guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm a little confused still about.
It's kind of hard to tell who's who. And the names don't stick that.
No.
Other than Fapuda, the names don't stick that well
at all. But I guess we're going somewhere with this other group of characters. I'm confused on where the time is.
How far in are you on it?
Not far, like 4 episodes.
Okay.
Something like
that. I'll be interested to see how you feel by the end of this season.
Yeah. It's cool so far though. I'm just kind of waiting to see how they tie things together, I guess. And I'll say I did see a small little snippet of that other furry girl with the 4 arms. I saw a clip of her like raged out fighting. I don't know what the context is, but it looked
Yeah.
cool, so I'm trying to get there, see what's up with
I
that.
can't say I know what the context is either.
So far, where I'm at, she has some connection to Reg, and she's calling him by like some other name, as if she knew him, who he was in his past life. So that's interesting.
They hinted that.
Yeah, because he's one of the mysteries that I'm kind of curious about.
We need to get down in that hole.
Get down there.
Taking forever.
Get down to the bottom of that, Joel, and I want to see what's
We
up.
don't need to have a Chainsaw Man level of like the level of reflection that Chainsaw Man has about humanity is the level we needed.
Yeah, yeah.
Because who do you need to care about your humanity when you're not leaving the hole? You don't leave the hole.
Well, I do not want to be that pink blob thing with butt cheeks.
Well, you don't.
I don't want to be that.
Only go down. You won't.
Yeah, you won't be that exactly.
That's what I'm saying. You've committed to the hole, so let's go.
Let's go. Let's just jump.
Oh.
I'm very curious to see if her mom's alive down there.
I have a deep-seated need for adventure, so.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I mean,
Made in Abyss fulfills that. No, I agree. But yeah, I like it so far. It's cool. It's solid. Not mad.
Other than that, I was keeping up with Blue Lock. Or actually, we might have finished the season of Blue Lock. It actually ended pretty... There was a fourth quarter twist, so to speak, that, like, kind of, like, shook up the, like, characters' motives a bit. It was an interesting twist, though. It was, like... I wouldn't say it was predictable, but... I wouldn't say it hasn't been done before either. So it was pretty interesting. I would overall, like, if you at all had an interest in sports anime, I would definitely check Blue Lock out because it's different.
I'm definitely watching Blue Lock. From what I've seen, it looks fun.
Yeah, I'm trying to give, like, would I recommend this? Probably.
It's kind of like Kuroko, right? Like, Kuroko's sport, but it's not sport. So Kuroko, it's basketball, but it's like... they're shown in anime battles that happen on this court. Like, there's one dude who, like, he turns the world in slow motion, gets lightning streaks out his eyes, and he just starts, like, basically Sharingan, seeing people's moves ahead of time. He's like... Yeah.
I think I said like it before, like, one character, like, just his power is that he remembers he's the fastest dude.
Yeah, stuff like that.
He just forgot he was the fastest dude.
Yeah. And then he has his awakening.
He awakens.
Yeah.
But and then one dude, it's like his trigger is like no one ever like challenged him before. So he's the best at soccer, but he's only best because he doesn't care.
Yeah.
So he's like I want to play that guy.
Yeah.
He's got like the L.
Found
like,
his rival.
He's like, I want to play that guy.
Yeah.
And I think like our main character's special is that he can smell a goal. He can foresee where a goal, not necessarily a goal he's gonna hit, just when a goal is gonna happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very like, but at the same time, it's like they're in a facility, and it's definitely not like Stars Align. There's no personal drama.
Okay.
It's the player in the ball, the player in the sport. It's the drama of the player in the sport.
I like that.
And the pride of being a Japanese soccer player.
I like that.
Player. But yeah.
Would you say, to compare it to Haikyuu for a second, would you say Haikyuu is more that or of the personal drama? Or is it like a mix?
I think leans more into the personal drama because I feel like it actually leans into them building themselves up. Like, you know, Hinata builds himself up based on his weakness. Like, no, I'm going to be the best. I'm going to be the highest.
But he's the shortest, yeah.
Blue Lock doesn't really do that.
Okay.
Blue Lock's still more just like, no, I know what I'm capable of.
Yeah.
I just have to, like, be better than that other dude who's
also capable.
Super capable.
Yeah. I like that.
So, because they totally had that moment of, like, okay, you, like, overcame, like, one obstacle that you thought was hard, but like, okay, here's the next team, and then they just show three dudes, like, you know how they show three dudes in silhouette with like purple aura, and like they don't show their hair color or anything, and you're just like
demons,
the
like
next challengers.
You're the generals.
Like one has like long straight hair, and then one's got like he's really tall, like spiky hair, and then one's just like,
Yeah.
profile.
Like, what's his ability gonna be? He's gonna be slicing people's ankles or something.
I think the one dude is like, you weren't beautiful enough. He's that guy where it's like everything has to be beautiful.
He's the sparkly like
beauty.
Yeah. I hate those characters in anime, by the way.
I know, man.
Like
you didn't do it with enough grace.
Yeah. I hate those characters, yo.
Always stroking a rose.
You're ugly. I can't stand you being in my presence. So I will destroy you. Yeah.
Ugliness has destroyed the beauty of this room.
Yeah. Now I must destroy you. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds mad shonen-y. I like it.
Check out Blue Lock if you want like just a more aggressive slice of sports anime.
I'm gonna watch that. I also started like the first 2 episodes of To Your Eternity season 2.
Ooh, what did you think? Cause
have you?
I think I've watched maybe 3 episodes.
Okay, so I just want to say the opening. So first of all, ask me the reason I started this.
Why?
Because Katie's at my house and I'm embarrassed to watch Made in Abyss in front of other people.
You're embarrassed to watch Made in Abyss?
Yes, because it has the same thing with Jobless.
It's because of her pooping?
There's just so weird stuff that they do. I'm like, this is what they mean when they say anime is weird. Like, I don't want anybody to catch me watching this.
There's so many moments when I turn to Kay and I go, this is one of those times where you don't want someone to walk in.
Yes.
You have to explain. You're like...
So I'm like, all right, it's nighttime. I'm getting ready to put on what I want to watch. I'm like, I'm not trying to explain Made in Abyss right now. I'm just going to start a safer show.
Not watch anime?
No, she does, but I just didn't want to explain.
Is she not aware of the weirdness that is anime?
She is, but it's like
once someone knows anime, you don't have to explain it.
The weirdest anime that she's seen me watch, and it wasn't weird for me because she was also watching it, was the brother and sister, the video where they're in the video game, No Game No Life.
Watch My Happy Sugar Life, and then she'll be okay. So nothing will ever upset her again.
Yeah.
My recommendation.
Yeah. But what's that? To Your Eternity. So
the girl who's impregnated by monsters is less creepy than the Made in Abyss stuff.
Who?
Oh, never mind.
Oh, maybe I didn't get there yet. Yeah, I don't think I got there yet. But no, the intro to it was unexpected. First of all, I kind of forgot everything that happened in season 1. So
but you didn't forget about the knockers.
I didn't forget about the knockers.
Okay.
So I thought it was interesting that Fushi is just now this knockered slayer, obliterator. They have no chance against him. He just murders them by the dozens. Like it's nothing.
Super bored,
but he's bored and lonely. Yeah. So and the knockers are so like can't beat him that they're now just attacking random people, hoping that he comes out there to them. So I thought that was interesting. One thing that I thought was weird was, so he's in this like older, like 40-plus-year-old form or whatever when you meet him. And then at some random point, he transforms back into the child form. Not because he died, which was the rule that they set up before, was that when he died, that was like his checkpoint. Mm-hmm. And maybe I'm forgetting part of that explanation or something, but it was weird that he just randomly transformed into the child and then stayed that way.
I feel like it's like when he was choosing to like live on that island or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like he was allowing that child body to age.
Yeah.
Because that's what it would have done
normally. Yeah.
He hadn't have died.
Yeah.
But then it's like once he gets back into Fushi mode, it's like he just does Fushi stuff, which is like just transform. I can just transform.
But the weird part is that he says, I don't know if it was episode 1 or 2. He's like, I am the most comfortable in this form, referring to the 40-year-old form. Mm-hmm. But then I'm like, so why are you just now staying in the child form again?
Doesn't he need to remember why he's fighting? Like I'm not jumping to answers, but this is what I was thinking, is that like it's like he's been sitting there doing nothing. He's not, the whole thing is like he needs that impetus to change. He needs that event to make him grow, and nothing's happening right now. And so it's like that dude's just, the shadow dude's just kind of like being like, yo, you need to like stop doing nothing. Like there's still knockers out there, and he's just like, yeah, but like nothing's really changing. People are just gonna keep dying and blah blah blah. So yeah, I feel like the the changing into the kid is like reinitiating that initial like going
Drive.
from dog to child and like I'm gonna live this life now.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought up the cloak dude too, because he's around a lot more now. Like he showed up maybe like once every 4 or 5 episodes before, it felt like. Now he's there like constantly. He's like Fi from Zelda, from Link or whatever, or the Navi. Sorry, he's like Navi from Zelda. He's just always there, like popping up. Hey, you want to do this? All right, disappear. Hey, you want to do this? So I thought that was kind of interesting. But I think their relationship is gonna be like, I guess, something that's interesting going forward, just because he's like, in the first season they talk about him as if he is God, like as if he is the deity of the world. He's just happens to be losing his power for whatever, some unexplained reason. But in this, he is very much powerless in that he doesn't do anything to help Fushi other than say, hey, maybe you should do this, or hey, here's some advice, or hey, this thing happened. But he doesn't actually help or anything. And in fact, when Fushi asks him to help, he just straight up disappears. He just straight up dips. And I'm like, okay, there's something interesting going on with this dynamic here. I want to see what happens a little bit. But that's really, I'm not super far
The
yet.
only characters you've been like reintroduced to,
And the girl, I'm not gonna remember her name, but the girl with the owl.
yeah, Tonari.
Yeah. And in that,
So that's why I'm like, so you haven't met the little girl with the thing in.
Oh yeah, is that what you meant by that?
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, got you. Yeah, I met her. Yeah.
That family,
Yeah.
that obsessive lady from the last season has been continually giving birth to children that they didn't plant knockers
into them. Yeah.
Like they're passing a knocker down. That
is
same
weird.
knocker in her, they're passing it down.
But remind me, because I didn't look it up and I was curious about this. That girl's the person who that girl's supposed to be a reincarnation of, was that the girl who he was fighting the whole time, who was chasing him like the entire first season?
It was her grandmother. Yeah.
Okay.
She had a child and then had another. That child had a child, and now that's that little girl.
Fushi didn't kill her though? He just shipped her off on a boat, right?
Away. Yeah,
Okay.
she's been hunting him ever since. I think.
Okay. I was trying to piece that together when I was watching because I couldn't remember.
Creating her weird knocker religion.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm still interested to see what the knockers are, and I didn't realize there were like infinite amounts of them. I thought it was like there's like 4 or 5 of them that are gonna come after. Yeah, we don't know where they're coming from. It's very weird. But yeah, I think I'm into it still. Like I'm still, I'm interested to see what happens. And I thought
it was finished.
What'd you say?
I just wanted to wait till the season had finished. It's easier to watch that way.
I think it is now. I don't know if the dub is finished, but I think it is.
I forget from week to week what happens.
But it was another thing that was funny too. Is like, I don't know if this was first. It was first or second episode, and Fushi's just like, "Hey, here's all the people that died that I loved from season 1 and why I love them." And that was kind of sad because I'm like, you just ripped open all those wounds, one after the other.
That's why it's like stuff to motivate him again. Even though I'm saying that because I'm like, those characters I hated the least, those kids at the end. But it's like whatevs.
Yeah, I feel like they are the least. They stuck with me the least. Whereas like Gugu and them,
it was like the least interesting plot to me. That prison island and stuff.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. Whereas like Gugu and them.
Every time I see that helmet, I want to cry.
I'm like, no, Gugu.
Boy,
he raised him, basically.
Yeah,
taught him everything he knows about being a human. And the old lady too was pretty sad for me. Yeah, she was pretty sad.
Her like going crazy.
Yeah,
beating him up.
That was,
take me home.
That was I was like, oh no, it's almost time.
Yeah, that was sad.
But yeah.
So Grandma Knocker has been following Fushi with descendant knockers.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious to see what that's about because the knocker is different from the other ones. It's like it has weird behavior, and you're not quite there yet, but I think you'll get there. So
well, she kind of said that like it listens to her and stuff like that. So that kind of
and stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of a hint there, I think.
Just for you guys don't know, she has like a throbbing growth on her
She's
arm.
like, shh, it's okay. It's okay.
Gross. Talks to him.
It's like,
I hate it. Yeah, it's like
whenever somebody tries to touch her, just tentacles come out of her skin. It's disgusting.
and see a parasite.
The way them things burrow in the skin is off. Is
It's upsetting.
off-putting. Yeah.
They know. They know what they
disturbing.
did.
Anything
But,
burrowing in the skin.
Do you have anything else for this corner tiz?
Nah, I think that's it until My Hero comes back.
I'm hyped to get off here and get back to JoJo.
Yeah.
Until next week, guys. You know where to find us. If we missed anything, if there's some news we didn't cover, we're slowly changing things behind the curtain.
Just a
But
little bit.
if something is not to your liking, or you're like, oh, they did this thing, but they didn't talk about that other thing, you should email us. I told you this last week. I'm gonna make this like I'm your teacher. I told you this last week. You should have emailed me. You should have emailed us at siblingrivalryclash@gmail.com. You should have tweeted us at srclash_pod. And you have no one to blame but yourself when you don't give us 5 stars on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, and what's the last one? Castbox. Oh, I almost did it without looking. Don't forget to rate us. So I should get 5 stars just for doing that without looking.
And let's be honest, if you don't give us 5 stars, who are you really not giving 5 stars?
You're just denying cool
Yourself.
people 5 stars.
You know what I'm saying? You're not. Wow. If you not giving us 5 stars is self-hate. That's self-hate, because you should love yourself enough to say, hey, this awesome content is for me. And the only way I'm going to keep getting this awesome content is if I give them 5 stars. So by giving them 5 stars, I'm giving myself 5 stars.
Great line. I agree. I have 3 keyboards in front of me, just so you guys know. So I always press the wrong one.
Insane.
But all right, guys, we will be back next week with more anime, more video games, more television shows, more movies, more cartoons, more comic books, more manga, more pop culture, and more just whatever's on our minds. Did I cover it, Tiz?
I think so. Yeah.
All right.
It's all my interest.
I need food, I need water, and I need anime. So I will check you guys on the flip side.
I need some of that Final Fantasy. We out.